TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach 2 million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to Journalists Hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists on Journalists Hangout. Weekdays from 5 p.m. and on Sundays 1:30 p.m.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Okay, welcome back. And as I said, let's move on to our other subject for the day, tax reform bills currently under process in the National Assembly. But we're now hearing that perhaps there might be a sort of a temporary lull while something from the president is being ordered, because the news is coming through that the President Tinubu orders a review. And our guest is Mr. Isaac Abrak. Mr. Abrak is chair of Northern Christian Youth Professionals. Good morning to you, Isaac Abrak.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Good morning, Nigerians.
Indeed. Thank you very much for coming on. What can you add to this? As you know, it's been a very engaging topic, in the past few weeks. So, what are you bringing to the table in terms of this discussion?
First, I'd like to congratulate Nigerians that we now have a government that listens. That this bill, has been suspended in the Senate, so that to allow room, for more negotiations. That the president has also ordered that it should be reviewed. All the issues around it should be reviewed. It means that our government is listening to what we are saying. It means that the conversation around the bills are what we need. So it means that that we are moving forward and we are growing. What our concerns as Northerners is that we look at this bill, particularly the portion that has to do with value-added tax that has created a lot of rancor. because definitely it is going to cut, funding that comes to our states through our governors, and as such, it will make it a bit difficult for our governors to run the states. For us, we think that this is an opportunity for us to accept this challenge, and look inwards to see what are the potentials that we have in the North. Everybody knows that the North have a lot of potentials in terms of land size, a lot of potentials in terms of population, a lot of potentials in terms of intellect. If we look at the VAT now, what is creating these issues, it is just the issue about the derivation, the 60% derivation that goes to the states, who have these companies, who host these companies, as regard to us who are just consumers, who consume these products. So if the North now feels that, okay, we are being shortchanged, or it is not being fair, or we deserve better, let us look inwards and go back and bring back our industries. When in the 80s, when we were growing up as a young person, in Kaduna, for instance, we had a lot of textile factories there. I think in Kaduna City, we have up to 4 or 5 of them. In Kano, we had textiles. We had tanneries that produce leathers. We had confectionaries. And some of us others spread, all of these industries, companies spread all around the North. What has happened that has backpedaled us, that these industries are no more in place? Because if these industries were in place, I assure you that this 60% derivation issue, the North would have been on top of the table there, benefiting from this VAT. So as such, we are saying that let us look inward. This is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to do with this bill, is to create a conducive environment. First of all, by taking care of the telekawas. When I mean the telekawas, the masses in the North, in our region, I'm talking in the context of the North now. So the telekawas, if you earn more than anything less than 800,000, you are not going to pay any dime in terms of taxes. And how about the small businesses, which make up 90% of the businesses in Nigeria, particularly in the North? If you earn more than 50, if your turnout is above 50 million, that is when you pay income tax. But if it is less than that, you are free from it. So it therefore, and what we currently have now is that if your turnout is 25 million as a small business, you are paying tax. But the federal government through this tax, the president through this tax, is now saying no. Let us be fair. Let us lift it to 50 million. So you see, now small businesses, individuals have been protected to grow. The challenge here now is that the funding that comes to us in the states, and we're saying to our governors, we're saying to our traditional rulers, we're saying to our elites, our stakeholders, let us take this 20% that is being given to us, and let us take it as a challenge and look inward and develop ourselves. And how can we do that? Do not, in our own suggestion, do not need to develop a regional economic development plan. We can do it as the North. We can do it in the geopolitical zones and also in the states. And we do not lack people in Nigeria, for instance. Most of the big players in the industries, in industrialization, in manufacturing industries are northerners. I will just use one person and everybody knows that person. Alhaji Aliko Dangote is from the North. Do you think that if we had a conducive environment, Dangote wouldn't have located one of his factories, one of his companies in the North here? Let us also let's go back to the creative industry, where we youth function. The Nigerian creative industry is one of the, is the industry where Nigeria generates a lot of revenue. And in the North, we have our own version, which is called the canning wood. And the canning wood is growing. We have seen the likes of we have actors here that have even graduated and are doing very well in the Nollywood. How about the Afro music, Afrobeat music? We have shown clearly that we have the capacity. I will give an example. Chocolate City, that produce international world-class artists, and we sold Nigerian music, sold the art, the creative culture from the north to all over the world. So what we are saying here is that we have the capacity, we have these resources, we have the people. So, it is not for us, just to say this here, and I will end. It is not for us to say, as I hear other people saying, that why should the derivation not be divided equally when we have the consuming population? Is that the first thing that we'll bring to the table as Northerners? That we have the consuming population? Why not the productive population? Because we can. We have the groundnut pyramid that has funded this country. It was with the funds from the groundnut pyramid from my home state in Kaduna, Kano, and some other states in Nigeria that we got resources to fund this country before we discovered oil. So we are saying that the expertise is there, the capacity is there. Let our state governors help us provide the conducive environment, and we will show Nigerians what we can do. We will show Nigerians that this 60% derivation is actually, just in the long run, 10, 15 years, it will be in the benefit of the North.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Isaac Abrak, for your opening salvo. It has also been said that you evidently understand it perhaps a bit more, if not a lot more, than a lot of people that have been commenting on it, according to commentators on the whole issue. Because the allegation has been made that most of the people that are commenting have not even read and understood the laws. There are 4 of them that are in there, and so it's quite refreshing. But before I go any further, let me bring on Mazi Okorafor, who has called in. Good morning, Mazi Okorafor.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Mazi Okorafor from Aruchuku in Abia State, God's own state. Good morning, I guess. Now, you see, the reform is very, very good. Let me give Nigeria only 3 instances. You see, in Nigeria today, we over-depend on oil revenue. Must it be so? Now, thank God that oil is not touched. With that, let's take, for example, if we just woke up 1 month, there is no more oil, like what to do? So that is why it's need to have another focus on another aspect of the economy. That is why the president is talking about this tax dumping, which is very, very necessary. Let's stop this over-dependence on the oil revenue from the oil. Now, you really the issue of the tax reform also will help us to support sustainable development. Now, ask ourselves, if Nigerians start seeing this issue of tax, money start coming now, this issue of roads will complain. Look at Lagos Ibadan road. You see how many accidents are happening there. If proper care be taken about in terms of presence, that's what the money cash account. All those accidents will not happen. It's another development. You come to Aruchuku, where I'm coming from my own place. Look at Aruchuku to Umwai and see how bad the road. Since after the Nigerian and Biafran civil war, the road is still dancing.
Yes,
you come back to that. You see, it will help our the low income earners.
Indeed.
The low income earners, they suffer a lot in terms of this tax. By the time this tax is spoken, the low income earners will no longer suffer in terms of tax payment. Honestly speaking, it is need for us for Nigerians to back up this issue of tax reform bill. Good morning, Mazi Okorafor from Aruchuku in Abia State. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Mazi. Thank you very much for calling in. And Mr. Isaac Abrak, continuing from the commentary I was making, that people appear to be incrementally understanding the import of these bills before the National Assembly. Give me your impression, because that's our subject matter, of the president calling for, a review. The tax bills, President Tinubu calls for a review, orders a review. That attitude, because this has been the position of the executive, that you know, this bill, nobody is being targeted. Nobody will be left behind. It's a developmental thing. We can't keep on doing things the way we've been doing it. Now, even though it has been said that something like about a dozen people, a dozen experts, if not more, have been working on this for the past 14 months before it was unveiled to us. So they have been going through it perhaps with a fine-tooth comb. Now that the president has said, well, in spite of all of that, in spite of your efforts to communicate, you know what? Where there seems to be a lot of apprehension, can you go back? Let's look at it again, so that there will be another opportunity, a further opportunity, to explain these things that clearly are known to a bunch of experts that have been working for the past 14 months, as opposed to people who are just hearing about it in the past few weeks or months. What does that say about the president? But before you come back on that, let me take, I have someone else on the line. Can you remind me? Benga in Abuja, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
I want to say that I want to appreciate the president for bringing this bill. And this bill will be a kind of, it will not be the magic ones to economic revival, but to open up the landscape economically for our growth and development. Many people who are against this bill are already tagged that they want to impoverish the poor, collect more tax from the poor. But that one are falling flat because, number one, if you can hear Mr. Taiwo's presentation at the Senate and the what we call it, the town hall meeting with Shannon, you will see that this is not cool water. Number one, the poor are going to be exempted. The most vulnerable poor, anybody collecting less than 90,000 naira per month, which are the majority in Nigeria, which form like almost 60% of the workforce, are going to be exempted, both private and in the public sector from tax. Number two, a company that is making revenue annual income below 50 million thereabout will be exempted from tax.
Yes.
What else do you want?
Exactly.
This is a way of helping the poor, because those companies who are their revenue income is about 15 million are the majority in the MSME. They are the majority in MSME. Go to computer village, go to neighborhood. They are the company you see that employ the most poor. If they are exempted from this tax, that means that they have more money to invest in that business, they have more money and employ more people.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Benga. I appreciate you calling in from Abuja on this matter. Thank you very much for calling in. Isaac, this does seem to be, that is the president's initiative. Well, yes, first of all, the whole tax thing was coming out of the executive. But asking that this should be reviewed so as to assuage the concerns of all those who have apprehensions about it, it does show that Mr. President, even as vigorously as he wants to pursue this thing, he is not above making haste slowly. Don't just because of our position, we know it is right, let's go ahead. Look, let's make sure we carry everybody along. That seems to me to be the import of all of this. We can afford to spend a bit more time on it. Take the time to explain. Review it can only mean an opportunity, a further opportunity to explain it along the lines that Benga was just, talking about, and that you had also spoken about. That really says much for it, because there might be other administrations in maybe different countries or different times that will say, look, that's the way it is. But that's not the way President Tinubu is going about this.
Well, it is an indication that the bill is for the people. It is an indication that the reforms is for the people, because the people have reacted with a lot of conversations going on. Some are calling on that they don't understand it, some criticizing it. It is part of the conversations that we need as Nigerians to grow. It exposes what we feel, it exposes our capacity, it exposes the things that we want. So all these conversations now, we now have an opportunity with the review ordered by Mr. President to address them. But I want to tell you this, Mr. Yori, at the end of the day, I believe, and many others have told me this, that most of the people that are complaining about this bill, after it has been explained to them during this review, most of them are going to accept it.
Well, indeed. Let me bring on Daniel in Jos. I beg your pardon. Let me bring on Daniel, who is calling in from Jos. Good morning, Daniel.
Hi, good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Okay. It's actually a privilege to contribute on this topic as next and as timely as it is. It is a very progressive idea, one that has been a long time in coming. But unfortunately, because of the mutual suspicion that has existed within our ranks of the people over time, it began to raise so many questions. So I think it is a good thing for the president to have asked for a little more time. What is worth doing very well. A little more time, instead of throwing the baby with the bathwater, a little more time will give us another opportunity to be able to reach many more people. For instance, people don't know that there are actually 4 bills in one. But everybody's just talking about the VAT component of that whole idea.
That is supposed to be.
If we're able to break it into bits and pieces, trust me, you're going to have more people buying into it.
Indeed.
If you're able to explain the low income threshold component of it, you're also going to have a lot of SMSEs buy into it. If you're also able to explain that this is all targeted at a particular tribe or race or region or religion, trust me, you're going to get more people buy into it. Then at the end of the day, it becomes a bill or it becomes an idea that has ownership of the whole, a larger gamut of Nigerians. But pushing it as fast as it wanted to have been pushed, as beautiful as it is, the timing was a bit suspect for those who have learned to see everything wrong in any good idea. So I submit that the president asking for an extra time for this to be considered as the best option. Better. He has good intentions for us. We continue to support him, but let us do it, slow and steady so that we can win this race. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for calling in. That was Daniel in Jos. More time to explain the issue. Back to you, Isaac Abrak. In closing now.
Yes, so I'd like to just continue where the last caller came in. Ownership, that is what the president is all about. It is a people's bill. The people should own it. And already the people are owning it. That is why the bill has to still go back to the people and the conversations and every explanation given and gray areas, adjusted and all of that.
It's been said, the news was saying, in the news is that the leadership of the National Assembly and even the the country's financial leadership and all of that, they all to come together to get a better understanding that even if they had it before, they still need to look at it again, this time jointly together before, so I just wanted to put that in.
Yeah, that's correct. What I want to point out is the fact of the matter is that a lot of people, and you'll be surprised even the caliber of people that still do not understand, that really do not understand this bill. I have a friend of mine. He is in the legal profession, a practicing lawyer, a good one. In Kaduna, when we put out our press statement 3 days ago, he called me and I was complaining. So I just asked him, have you read the bill? He said no. I said, okay, I will send you our press statement, and so you go through it, then you call me back, let us continue the conversation. When he came back, he was like, oh, Isaac, this is very fair. This is very fair. And this morning, he has written an article in support of the bill. Indeed. So what we need to do at the moment is and this is my advice, that we should engage more in town hall meetings. We should consult more and try to interpret this bill, since it is a people bill, even in our local dialect. Hausa, Igbo, and English, so that our people, as the last caller said, ownership, so that our people can totally own it. But
we're going to have to leave it there.
I also want to throw in something.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. I'm so sorry. There's so much. We've run out of time. But we do want to thank you for coming along, Isaac. Isaac Abrak is chairman, Northern Christian Youth Professionals, and he's identifying with the initiative of the president to review it. Go on, review it, and let's come back and make sure that everybody understands that at the end of the day, this is for their benefit. It is for all of our benefit, and there are no booby traps, no underhand schemes to do any one section of the country out. It's for all Nigerians. Thank you very much, Isaac Abrak. Really appreciate you spending time with us this morning. All right, then. So that's our program today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.
Following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. At ShopX TV, our customers are the heart of everything we do. As a special thank you for your continued support, we are offering our customers 10% off on selected products. That's right, shop now and save big on some of your favorite items while stock lasts. Don't miss out on this opportunity to grab